Thanks for watching Community Update for Friday, October 30th. I'm Steve Erickson. As middle and high school students move to full-time distance learning next week, extracurricular activities will continue, at least for now.
Let us play.
Dozens of students, parents, and other supporters gathered outside Monday night's school board meeting. They spoke, held signs, and chanted, "Let them play." They then moved inside for the meeting, but space was limited due to social distancing requirements. In the end, the school board voted 5-1 to allow extracurriculars to continue.
The very first detail that I shared was that activities are different than an educational setting in that they're 100% voluntary. So I think that I would like to keep my motion as continuing activities immediately. And
extracurricular activities will continue until the district receives new guidance from the state. Tonight's football game, however, has been canceled due to a COVID-19 investigation. The pandemic is affecting school enrollment this fall. As of October 1st, the K-12 enrollment in Anoka-Hennepin is 36,325 students, which is a decrease of more than 1,000 students compared to last year. Most of the decline is at the elementary level, with enrollment dropping by 871 students. More than 300 of those are kindergartners. District officials say the decline is not unique to Anoka-Hennepin and that an increase in homeschooling explains some of the loss. District 11 is moving fast to add some new technology in the battle against COVID-19. This week, Coon Rapids High School got an upgrade to its ventilation system, thanks to funding from the Federal CARES Act. CTN's Steve Antis has details.
It's a global plasma systems ionizer. It generates the ions through an electronic charge.
These powerful ion-generating devices have been called a game changer in the fight against COVID-19.
Here at Coon Rapids High School, we're beginning the phase of a district-wide installation of a needlepoint bipolar ionization system.
Chief Operations Officer Greg Cole is overseeing the installation of these small blue boxes, which will be in all 51 buildings across the Anoka-Hennepin district. The GPS system uses patented technology which produces a high concentration of ions and delivers them throughout the building by way of the ventilation system.
Our cleaning process is also effective against pathogens, as contact with ions disrupts pathogens' surface proteins, rendering them inactive.
That includes COVID-19.
When they inactivate the virus, it's not just the airborne virus, it's what's on surfaces as well.
In 60 minutes, 99.4% of the COVID virus has been deactivated.
Buildings and Grounds Director Steve Anderson said the school district bought special handheld meters which they'll use to detect the number of cubic ions within a space or room.
We can test the number of ions. If we're not seeing the number of ions that we believe we should, then we increase the number of ionizers into the ductwork to inject more ions.
Quality indoor air is one more way schools can protect students and staff.
It goes right along with the social distancing, the mask wearing, the washing of your hands. We're just trying to put another piece to that puzzle.
From Coon Rapids High School, I'm Steve Antis reporting for Community Update.
District officials hope to have all of the installations done by the end of November and the systems up and running by mid-December. Time is running out to cast an absentee ballot in the general election. Here in Anoka County, more than 114,000 ballots have been requested, and to date, more than 83% have been returned. In-person absentee voting at the Coon Rapids Civic Center also continues. Turnout has been steady, and at times, lines have even formed. 2 days remain. The Civic Center will be open Saturday, October 31st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and again on Monday, November 2nd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Of course, you can also vote at the polls on Election Day between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. As for the candidates, 4 city council seats are on the ballot. In Ward 1, incumbent Brad Goskoviak is being challenged by Shalonda Ship-Gordon. In Ward 2, incumbent Bill Kicker faces Carrie Rayrauer. In Ward 4, incumbent Jennifer Geisler is being challenged by Jeff Cosman. And for at-large, it's Pat Carlson versus Christopher Geisler. Incumbent Steve Wells is not running. We'll have the results of these races along with several county and state races on election night right here on CTN. Operations at Hope for Youth were hit hard by the pandemic, but the local nonprofit is now celebrating the reopening of its thrift shop, and business is brisk. CTN's Jennifer Anderson stopped by to check in on how they are reaching homeless youth despite the challenges of COVID-19.
The doors are open.
Hi, how are you today?
And volunteers are back in business.
Welcome back to Hope's Closet. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Hope's Closet in Champlin reopened its doors this month for the first time since March.
Yes, check that out, yes.
The thrift store is volunteer run and stocked with high-end donations that make it look more like a luxury boutique. But all the proceeds here benefit Hope for Youth.
$25.30.
The nonprofit serves homeless teens and young adults across the region.
Yeah, obviously for the organization, it's very exciting to kind of get some of those pieces back up and running.
This drop-in center in Anoka also closed in March and April. It reopened this summer, but fewer kids are showing up in person. Drop-in traffic is only about 1/3 the typical level. Offering face-to-face help is a challenge, and Hope for Youth has been short on volunteers since the pandemic began.
Big piece of what we do here is that kind of relationship building with the staff and volunteer mentors that come on. So really it's about, that piece was really missing. So in the last, month or so here, we've really, tried to loosen that up a little bit as much as we can within, COVID protocol.
I put the receipt in my bag.
The hustle and bustle inside Hope's Closet is a welcome change toward normalcy. And Hope for Youth says it will continue to reinvent itself. They do what they can by phone or video, and they have extended their hours at the drop-in center, hoping to spread out and stagger when youth are here seeking help.
Most of these youth are really resilient, and even though there's been a lot of change, we're still committed to the mission of the organization, and that's to end, youth homelessness.
Good, thanks so much. Have a great day now.
For Community Update,
Bye-bye.
I'm Jennifer Anderson.
Hope for Youth has received a nonprofit relief grant from the City of Coon Rapids, as well as county and federal grants, but donations and volunteers are welcomed and needed. And if you choose to shop for the cause, Hope's Closet is just off 169 in Champlin on Aquila Drive. The store is open on Tuesdays and Fridays from noon to 7 p.m. Anoka County Parks users now have a new option to pay parking fees. Pay stations have been installed at 5 regional park locations, including Bunker Hills. In addition to paying daily parking rates, visitors can also use the pay stations to purchase annual parking permits. Only credit cards are accepted. The new pay stations allow visitors to avoid person-to-person contact during the pandemic. Hopefully you didn't pack away the golf clubs for this season. Bunker Hills Golf Club is back open this weekend. Tee times are available both Saturday and Sunday, and with temps expected to rise into the 50s and even 60s this coming week, the course may not close anytime soon. And with our early taste of winter, we certainly deserve the weather that's coming next week. A quick reminder before we go, daylight saving time ends this weekend, which means we set those clocks back 1 hour and get that extra hour of sleep. Of course, the sun will set on Sunday at 5 o'clock, which no one likes, but we'll take that extra hour of sleep. Also, the fire department reminds you to check the batteries and change those batteries in your smoke detectors. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here again next week.